welcome in this tutorial. Now we're going to talk about the if statement, what it is, why do we need it, how to write it and its syntax, and we're going to talk about conditional operators. So unlike the past tutorials, today I will be showing you how to code it from scratch. So what we need to do is we need to write the word if followed by parentheses. So why are these parentheses there? What are they useful for? Like what are we going to do with it? So between these parentheses, we actually run a test. If this test is true, we open curly brackets, and this is called the body of the if statement. So in this body, we run the code if this condition is true. So let's write real code now. Let's say we want to ask the computer, is 1 smaller than 5? And of course 1 is smaller than 5. What will the computer do is it will run this condition because it's true. And when it will run the condition, we want it to print out 1 is smaller than 5. We're going to end the line. So if we run it and we check, you will see 1 is smaller than 5. But if you start and work with real C++ programs, you will never see someone using two numbers to compare two numbers to run a statement. They always compare variables. For example, int a is equal to 24 and b is equal to 35. And if you run is a smaller than b, now here we can write a is smaller than b. So we run this, a is smaller than b. The condition is true. So if you're wondering, oh, if I can use the smaller conditional operator, can I use bigger? The answer is yes, you can use bigger, but if we say a is bigger than 35, that will be false because 35 is bigger than 24, so a is smaller, and the condition won't run. So besides bigger and smaller, we have a few more conditional operators I want to talk about. For example, we have this, which means if A is not equal to B, run this condition. And here we're going to write they are not the same. And when we run this, they are not the same. Another thing we can do is since we have if A is not equal to B, we can have if A is equal to B. But since this will run as true, we can set A is A equal to A. And when we run this, it will run they are not the same, but they are because A is equal to A. And we just didn't change the text. And another thing, when we use bigger and smaller operator, what we can do is, let me give you an example. So if we say 1 smaller than 1, it will be false. The condition won't be true. But if we say if 1 is smaller and equal than 1, this will run. It is smaller or equal number. What this means is a conditional operator that means bigger or equal. We can do the same with the smaller or equal operator. So what I want you to know in this tutorial that we have smaller and equal, we have bigger or equal, We have equal, we have not. So these are the main operators you will usually see in a C++ program if they need to run a typical statement or condition that the program needs to execute. So what you learned in this tutorial is the syntax of an if statement, the meaning behind an if statement. You learn about conditional operators, and you basically learn how to run a if statement, how to make a test, and if the test is true, it runs the code in the body of the if statement. So thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next tutorial.